Today was like every other day in Washington since the president announced his American Jobs Act. Absolutely no progress was made in passing that bill. Congress took no steps to address the 9.1% unemployment rate nationwide, the 16.7% unemployment rate among African Americans, and the 18.1% unemployment rate among workers age 18 to 24 who are trying to get their start in the American workforce, trying to become payers into the Social Security trust funds, which so desperately need the weekly FICA taxes from young workers in order to continue the intergenerational compact to provide retirement security to older Americans. America is in the merciless grip of an economic crisis, but Washington is not in crisis mode. Washington continues to play its business as usual games. Those games delight many of the top 1% of income earners whose burden sharing in funding our government and our societal investments was dramatically reduced by the Bush administration tax cutting policies. Business as usual in Washington means that no progress has been made today on a more equitable distribution of tax burden sharing in this society, a more equitable distribution following the Buffett rule, the simple concept that billionaires like Warren Buffett should pay a higher tax rate than their middle-class employees do. The easy ride that Wall Street billionaires are provided by the tax code went unmolested today in Washington. The notion that Wall Street billionaires' income should be taxed at a lower rate than the income of the janitors who clean their office towers remains deeply embedded in the tax code. Washington did nothing today, nothing to rip that travesty out of the law of this land. Congress didn't hold a hearing today asking why a billionaire should pay a 15% rate on his so-called carried interest income when public school teachers and nurses pay higher tax rates. The Washington power elite went about their business today, making fundraising calls, meeting with lobbyists, scheduling re-election campaign events, while ignoring the massive economic inequities in this society that have become ever so painfully more clear in this economic crisis. If you lost your job today, Washington didn't notice. If you got foreclosed on today, Washington didn't notice. If you couldn't afford to see a doctor today, Washington didn't notice. And if you're a Wall Street billionaire who made another billion today, Washington made no real attempt to tax that billion fairly.